This is week 3, introductory activity, fractional and negative exponents. This is question 1. Write 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 in exponential form. We use exponents to represent the repeated multiplication of the same number. So from this one here, we can see that 2 is being multiplied 5 times. A number written in exponential form has 2 parts, has the base and the exponent. The base is the number that's being multiplied, and n tells how many times it's repeatedly being multiplied by itself. So in this case here, my n is 5, it's been multiplied, repeated 5 times, and my base is 2. So I end up with 2 to the 5th power for question number 1, and that is my answer. Write this expression here in exponential form. We see negative 3 is being repeated 4 times, and 5 is being repeated 5 times. So here I have a to the m times b to the m. And I just plug in here. And that's my answer. This one here I have x being repeated, multiplied 3 times, and y, it's 2 times. Okay, my a is x and my b is y. So I know what x to the 3rd times y squared. This one here, simplify. So what is my base in this particular problem here? In this case here, what's being raised to the power? Just the 4 is being raised to the power. So I have negative 1 times 4 raised to the 3rd power. You can expand that out. 4 times 4 times 4 times negative 1, which gives me a negative 64 for my final answer. Write 6 2/3 as an improper fraction. So what I end up doing is having to multiply 6 times 3 plus 2 in my numerator. My denominator has a 3. So 6 times 3 is 18 plus 2 is 20 over 3 for my final answer. And that's number 5. Write the improper fraction 30 over 7 as a mixed number. In this case, you're just dividing out. 7 goes into 30. Not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3, but it goes into it 4 times. 4 times 7 is 28. And we subtract 30 minus 28 is 2. So my final answer is 4 and 2/7 for my final answer. This one here, evaluate. I expanded it out. We have an exponent, so I have 3 times 9 times 9, or 3 times 81, which is 243 for my final answer. Write the improper fraction negative 16 divided by 3 as a mixed number. You just divide it out. 3 goes into 16. 5 times 3 times 5 is 15. You subtract 16 minus 15 is 1. So I have 5 and 1/3. In this case, it's a negative 5 and 1/3 for my final answer. Okay. And this one here, evaluate 64 raised to a negative 1/3 power using a calculator. And enter your answer as an integer or reduced fraction. Use does not exist if the answer is not real. Okay, so here you need to understand that You can use rewrite radicals with fractional exponents. So x to the 1/3 power x to the 1/3 power is the same thing as the cube root of x. So with a negative exponent here, it goes in the bottom. So it looks like that. So here I have 64 raised to the negative 1/3. Alright. So I rewrote this here using some properties of exponents. I have 64 raised to the -1 power raised to the 1/3. So since this is raised to the -1 power, it's the reciprocal of it. So I have 1 over 64 to the 1/3 power. So then I apply that exponent. So I have 1 to the 1/3 and 64 to the 1/3, which is the same thing as the cube root of 64, which is 4. My final answer here is 1/4. So that was number 9. Number 10, we have a division here, so we end up subtracting the exponents. So I have 3/2 minus 1/3. They have different denominators, so I'll give them both a common denominator of 6. So I have 9/6 minus 2/6, which gives me x raised to the 7/6 power, and it gives me this first one here. Okay. Now we can write it. We're going to put it down at the bottom here and say x to the negative 7/6 down there. Where b is going to be a negative 7/6 because it belongs in the bottom. See, up here is up top, and when you bring it to the bottom, let's see here, this is actually a negative. That's all you can be written as. When b is equal to a negative, that means it belongs someplace else. And we can get away with that. There. So down here, it's a negative. What that negative means, it really belongs someplace else up top. So when you put it up top, you get x to the 7/6, just like you had before. And it's the same thing in this case here. When it's down there, it's a negative 7/6. And that is number 10. And number 11 is the last one. Convert the expression so long contains a radical, it seems. Okay. But instead it contains a fractional exponent. Here I have the 5th root of b So I'm using this rule here. It's n. In this case, the b is the x. And the n is 5. So now we'll rewrite it using this rule here. My b is x. So my b would be there. I end up with b raised to the 1/5 power for my final answer. And that is the end of that one.